Hi, this is Jan, and I am going to continue the talk. Unfortunately, we got cut off due to technical difficulties, and I did not hit record when we started back with the slide presentation. A little flustered that it got disconnected, so I didn't get a chance to hit the record button again. So I'm going to record through the rest of the slides from the weight loss presentation that we did on Thursday night with Dr. Rohleder. So I'll just move through the rest of these and give you as much information as I can in a short time period. So I'm going to turn off my video and just go to the slides. So Dr. Rohleder talked about exercise and did a great job with that. I think the biggest thing that I've learned recently is just the importance of movement throughout the day. I used to think that, I guess maybe years ago, not recently, that you could sit all day and then go to the gym and, that would make up for all the sitting. And so recently I took matters into my own hands and I got myself a standing desk, and that's where I'm doing this presentation right now. I stand and walk and move as much as I can in my day, and I feel a lot better for it. I think I was never really that comfortable sitting for long periods of time. As a nurse, I never really got to, and I never have had a job where I sat for extended periods of time. So if you at all have the ability to control your work environment or talk to your boss about getting a standing desk, I would definitely do that. I think there's a lot of benefit, both physically and mentally. You're not just stagnantly sitting for long periods of time. So moving on to stress and sleep, this is a big topic when it comes to weight loss, because we do our detoxification when we sleep. So another reason sleep is so important, it's important for the energy the next day and to feel good. But a lot of times perhaps we don't feel good because we didn't get the rest we needed, plus our body didn't get to do the detoxification processes that it needed to have the time to do, and you didn't get to go through a lot of the REM cycling that you need to when you get a certain amount of sleep. And they have shown anywhere from 7.5 to 9 is ideal. And we tend to be a society where we go, and I know that I've been guilty of that myself. So do take the time to get good sleep. Having a good sleep routine before bed is very helpful. And then trying to go to bed at the same time is really, really impactful to our circadian rhythm and our melatonin production. Getting light first thing in the morning is big, and darkness and cool at night. There's a lot of different tips and tricks out there for sleep. So if you are having trouble with sleep, I think that this will probably be a topic we will cover again in more detail in the future, because it can be such a big issue for people. And when you get sleep better, then sometimes other things will fall into place. And I know that sleep really does help stress as well, and just our ability to think clearly and to be able to operate the next day. So our environment, this I have found when it comes to rituals, routines, habits, your environment helps all those things fall into place. So if the environment is set up for the ritual of, exercising or going for a walk first thing when you get up in the morning, then you're going to be more likely to do it. So do you have junk food in the house? Maybe you didn't buy it. Maybe you have to set up a plan for how to handle that food if it's not your idea. But if it is your idea, set up your environment so where you don't have it. Don't buy it when you go to the store. And that is a habit. A lot of times we've always bought that particular bread or that particular chip or cracker, and we're used to having it, so we feel like we need to. And I say that because I remember when I changed my diet, and it was hard to stop buying the foods I had always bought. I wondered what I was going to buy, and I wondered what I was going to eat. And we need to eat to survive, and it's a primordial instinct to want to not be hungry. So there are things you can do to set up your environment for success. Having the right foods, good recipes that you do, knowing what foods you are going to buy and what foods you're going to make and how you're going to make it, having the right equipment and the spices to make it taste good, and that please your palate. So that information of what food and what recipes and what equipment won't always happen overnight, but it's little steps, and you can learn each day something new about what you may, what new foods you may want to try. You find a recipe, when are you going to try that? And you put the ingredients on your list for the grocery. There's little baby steps like that lead to big changes down the road in your life. So, and then having routines for other things like water consumption, exercise, stress reduction, and again, back to your sleep. So there's ways to do this to the point where, it becomes habit and you don't have to think about it so much. Just like anything else, brushing your teeth, putting your shoes on, driving your car. So it is possible. And so believe that it is, and know that we're here to help you strategize ways if you're not having success or you're not able to get it into your life, that we can help you in that regard. So water consumption, I'd like to tell you that we could just drink from the tap, but we really can't. I think we touched on that earlier. And you want to avoid plastics if at all possible. And this is a situation where we're starting to have lots of other options. Stainless steel and glass are definitely an option. I understand with kids, I have young kids, I don't give them a glass container to take to their sports functions. And there aren't a lot of kid-friendly stainless steel ones. There are some, and we definitely have some. But, there are situations where obviously you're going to need to drink out of a plastic bottle, and you're going to maybe need to have a BPA-free sports water cup. I think what I tend to do with things is it's always the 80-20 rule, especially, in our life. You can't say, well, I'm never going to drink from a plastic water bottle again, because you're going to get in a situation where you need to. And I will say, though, I take my stainless water bottle with me pretty much everywhere I go. If I leave the house, even if it's for 30 minutes, I take it with me. That way, if I start to feel hungry or thirsty, I have it, with me. So there have been times I've left it, and I'm always wishing I had it. So we'll go to the next slide. And, you want to try to be able to figure out your sweet spot with hunger. What amount of food is going to keep you full for 4 to 5 hours between meals? So you don't feel like you're constantly hungry, you're constantly thinking about what you're going to eat next and worried about, kind of the next meal or low blood sugar and that kind of thing. So I think they used to say, eat every 2 to 3 hours and that kind of thing, but it's really not very conducive, in my opinion or my experience, to our lifestyle. And what are you eating for those snacks, those in-between meals? They tend to be more processed foods. It's hard to always sit down to, vegetables with your meals, in between meals. So, you can always do your raw vegetables and fruit, and that's very handy. But as far as my understanding, when it comes to insulin levels and everything, if you can give your body a break from food coming in, it's really beneficial to your insulin levels, to your body, to digestion and all the work that goes in, that's involved. And so try that. I mean, it's not for everyone, being able to go that length of time, but do have that be maybe something you try to work towards. Mindset and detoxification. This is a big one, because you need to remember that mindset is so huge, like we talked about in the beginning, your why. And are you ready? Are you ready? Do you have your why? And then are you ready for what it's going to take now, what action steps you're going to need to take to move forward? with your mindset? Are you ready to change your relationship with food? Are you ready to change your relationship with other people, maybe around food? Do you have a vision for how you'd like to think, feel, act, and approach and plan your life? Are you ready to change, essentially? There's a change process, and you need to be at the right spot to actually then to get to the next spot, and then the next spot. So, perhaps create a vision board, write down some goals on paper, envision what you want it to be and how you want to feel around food, around your weight. And then set some action steps, set some goals. What do you want to try to do to get there? And hopefully we're giving you some information in these slides to help you. A lot of this information may not be new to you, but are you doing it? I think is the key. Are you implementing in your life? And then how is your relationship with those around you in food? Will they support you? When you go out to eat, will they, not try to push, unhealthy food on you? Sometimes I have stories of people that, grandma knows that I'm gluten-free, but she wants me to eat her pie. And I understand, that of course, that's a symbol of love for grandma, and she loves you, and that's why she wants to do that. But like that story, there's others, people in our lives that really want the best for us. And so we need to, maybe change that relationship a little bit to the point where we don't have to feel the stress around the food part. Because once you dial in to what works for you, that if you maybe go a week on vacation and you completely go back to old habits, sometimes it can be hard to get back again. And then the damage that's done to your sweet, the sweet or salty palate, then everything you have to eat needs to be that way again. Or, you go back to the processed foods, buying them at the store, that kind of thing. So, but incorporate fun. Vacation can be a lot of fun without sabotaging your diet. Look for other things to do. Definitely look at relaxation and stress reduction techniques as a necessity in our life now. We need things that help bring us more peace and relaxation: meditation, prayer, visualization, journaling. They're all great ways to stay in touch with your inner thoughts and feelings about food, about changes, about your goals. These are great ways just to have that mental component to your life, and to your weight reduction, and to your health. It all ties in together. So I do have a weight loss program on my website, Jan Wellness Coach, that you may be interested in. You don't have to do this alone. I know it's a lot of information, and sometimes it can, for some people, if they've got a lot else going on in their lives, it just seems like too much to take on figuring it all out. So it's nice to have some support with that program. It's a 28-day program. You get an email every day, and you get a coaching session with me. And we really dive into a lot of what we talked about tonight in a little bit more detail. So that link will be in the email when you get it from Dr. Rohleder's office, along with a link to the VIP membership that we've talked to you guys about a little bit over the last month or so. And we did this call just to kind of show you what a call would be like on the VIP membership, monthly membership program. And the calls would actually be a little bit more interactive, because as everybody gets to know one another and they feel more comfortable asking questions, and would, maybe lead off the call with questions from the previous week. Also, you'll be able to ask questions in our Facebook group and ask questions to me via email. So if there's something that you're, just not sure about, just not sure what to do for you, even personally, I'd be happy to, dig into that a little bit better, create some action steps for you, help you, whether it's more of the mental side of food, the physical side of food, of what to buy, what to eat. I have a lot of resources from the standpoint of the internet or books, and just my own things that I have on my computer that I will be sending to people, different resources that will just help you. I think when you're focused on something and you're getting information about something, you can't help but have it be better. So if you're really focused on buying a new car, and you keep trying to figure out which car you want to buy and where you want to buy it from and how much you want to spend and all these kinds of things, eventually, you buy the car because you've done all the work. Same thing I feel like with health. If you ask the right questions and you join different, a gym, or you go into Jay's office and you get some blood work done to try to figure out this, and you get on these membership calls and you work towards these goals with little bitty steps, you eventually get to a better place. And it may not happen overnight, but you'll be amazed as these things stack upon one another. So we'll do the membership call each month, and we have debated between doing it once a month or twice a month. And I think to start out, we are going to do it once a month and see how that goes. We will be covering all different topics that people are interested in. For the most part, this is what came back was here, as we heard from people: energy issues, sleep concerns, GI health, autoimmunity, stress reduction, mindset, all these kinds of things that can, like I said, when put into place, have a big impact on your health. And we'll be covering, let me go to the next slide here. We'll be having freebies and contests in the Facebook page. So I'll try to make that as interactive as possible. If you're not on Facebook, like I said, I am still planning on doing plenty of email support. And then, feel free to reach out to me in person. I would not mind at all if you did that. You had a question, you wanted to go over something. That is not a problem at all. So guest speakers will also be included. Some people, professionals that Jay knows and people that I've come in contact to, maybe I can reach out to them, people that can really share some valuable information with the group and give us some new insights, perhaps into things that, perhaps we're not even aware of. And one of the best parts is really a 10% off membership when you order from FullScript. It's an online pharmaceutical grade supplement platform where you can order kind of like Amazon, and we'll make suggestions on there, so you won't have to just go on and figure it out all on your own. But if there are things that you wanted to order that you have been taking, you could get them, like I said, at a discount on their website. They have over 150 companies on there, so I feel pretty confident that whatever you want to purchase will be on there. And for now, we're going to use FullScript. In the future, we may add other modalities for ordering supplements that might be more user-friendly, or an additional benefit to you. So that might be a possibility in the future. And then you will be able to get 20% off of any of the programs on my website. And we're doing this for $27 a month. We wanted to make it as reasonable as we could. And I think just the supplement discount alone could pay for your membership if you are a supplement taker and enjoy getting high quality supplements. So get the information and support you need. Be held accountable to the action steps that will help you make real changes. You can achieve better health and wellness, and it's possible. As we age, our genetics aren't our destiny. Just because your mom or dad or your brother or your sister, we are genetic, from the standpoint of our DNA, but there's actually more DNA in the bacteria in our gut than we have DNA in our body. So we need to remember to take care of ourselves from the standpoint of what, our gut health. And so a lot of what we talked about today actually pertains to the gut health, like Jay was mentioning, talking about the microbiome. So that'll be a key component, gut health, in a lot of this membership, and a lot of the membership calls. You'll hear that come up time and time again, because it just is the seat of the immune system. And it's so important as we interact with the outside world with our gut because of food that we take in and how it gets digested by our microbiome and the bacteria that are there. So we'll be sending out more information about the membership soon. I thank you so much for coming on the call Thursday night if you were here, or listening to the recording if you took the time to do that. And I hope we can bring some great value to you. If you want to join the program, we'd love to work with you. If not, hopefully you're able to get something from this presentation. And I wish you well and to your health. And please do contact us if you have any questions at all. And be well.